Does the design of my website impact SEO? The short answer to that is absolutely yes. And I'm going to go into a couple of different areas where the design of your website does have an impact on the SEO of your website. First and foremost, let's talk about mobile, like this old thing. Hopefully you're already taking advantage of this, but your website needs to be mobile friendly or mobile compliant. Your website should be such that when you look at it on a mobile device, it displays properly and it's not cutting off text. It doesn't look all messed up. By some reports, over 80% of all website traffic in 2022 is happening on mobile devices. So if your website isn't displaying properly on a mobile device, a phone or a tablet, that's going to give a really bad user experience. Now, let me explain something to you about Google. Google really wants the people that utilize the platform to have a good user experience when they percolate up a search result and say, hey, you're looking for this. Here's a website that has that. One of the things Google really wants is that website is going to give the information that person's looking for, and that there's going to be a good user experience. So user experience comes into play with regard to this SEO. Now, where that comes into play with regard to website design is if your website is not working well on mobile devices, Google is going to read that as not being a user-friendly site. For 80% of the traffic that's happening online, they're going to say this is not going to produce a good user-friendly result. So that's going to be a negative impact to your SEO, because Google is going to read that as if they send somebody there, that person might not get a good user experience. Another thing that could play into website design is if your website has a lot of large files, pictures, videos, things like that, that cause your website to operate slow, then Google is going to look at that as being a negative user experience. So if somebody's trying to go onto your website via mobile or desktop and it's responding very slowly, that's going to be a negative indicator, and Google is going to actually suppress your search results because it's going to say that your website's not giving a good user experience. So these are a couple of the different things that you want to look at with regard to user experience and website design. The other thing you want to look at is, definitely things as far as the navigation of the website. Is it easy to get to the information you want, or is it very complicated? One of the things Google looks at is a metric called bounce rate. And what bounce rate means is that somebody arrives to your website and then ends up leaving the website from the same page that they arrived at. So they got there, maybe they didn't see what they were looking for, or it was too confusing, so they went ahead and left the website. That's called bounce rate. If your bounce rate is too high, Google views that as that they're sending people to your website and the people are not finding what they're looking for, so they're leaving. So what Google looks for is people going to your website and then navigating to other pages as being a good sign that the website's easily navigatable and they're able to find the information that they want. There's I talked about in the last episode, a big Google algorithm change. It's like for helpful information. And what Google's really looking for right now with regard to search results is that people, when they percolate somebody up in the search results, that those people are going to find the information that they're looking for. So they're going to look at all these different metrics as a way to determine whether those search results that they're putting up there are delivering on that promise of giving you information that's going to answer the question or the information you're looking for. If that's not happening, Google's going to start driving your results down because they don't view your website as being a good answer to those questions. So I hope that makes sense with regard to what I'm saying there. There's a lot of different things involved, but when it comes to the question of does your website design impact SEO, the answer is absolutely yes, and in a variety of different ways. The issue I brought up last week that I said I talked to a client, their website had a lot of good SEO on it, but it was not mobile compliant. It was not mobile friendly. And I said, no matter what you do on the rest of the website, until we get this mobile thing figured out and set up properly, it's going to negatively impact your SEO, because Google's going to look at that as a major contributor to whether your website is user friendly. So it's not like one thing. It's kind of doing a variety of different things. The speed of your website, mobile friendly, whether your website is easy to navigate, whether it gives people the information they came looking for, whether it's easy to find that information. Those are all things that are going to help your SEO, all part of your website design, all things that you need to think about as you're laying out your website or redesigning your website.